Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Orme and today we're playing more Starters Order 7 here at our Not For Long stables. We have a couple of maidens to start things off, then we dive back into some grade 1s and some tests for our 3-year-olds, back into a bunch of maidens, and then end off with a fun little double header here of grade 1s and back to a maiden for our final 2-year-old. So hopefully we'll get through all these quite nicely and get some good results. I'm hoping that some of these maidens come back with wins, with decent winning margins, and give us some hope for the future. The 3-year-olds, it's a mixed bag of what I expect. I think some of these races fit horses better than others. I'm not too sure about my 2 3-year-olds though. I think they're both good. I don't know how good they are, and I don't know if they're going to be good until they're 4. I do have a slight suspicion that both of them might need a little time to grow into their role. So I don't feel they're going to be world beaters. I don't know if we're going to have a shot at a Triple Crown, but it's a little early to think about that anyway. And the 4-year-olds is just keeping a few of them racing right now before heading off into the breeding barn. I've started breeding with a few different horses here. I'm probably going to fill out the rest with Darej, who, we've already bred with Marie, so we'll probably just fill out the rest. A couple of tests with Rey Mysterio and Comite. I think they're both good horses, but I'm not really sure I want to dive too deep into those. I've got other horses that I also want to test as well. So maybe next season will be more of a test where everybody breeds a different horse. And at the end of the season, we see who are the possibles to breed with for the following season. So a couple of little tests right now, but I think we're going to go Darej all the way down. We do have yearlings. We have the British lady, who looks okay. Not amazing, but pretty good. Eye of the Battler. Another very solid candidate here. Hopefully they will develop a bit more potential as they go. British Pearl looks really, really good right now. One of my favourites that we have in the entire stable. So I'm excited to see what they can do. A Marvelous Rinjani doesn't really have potential. We'll see if we can gain that little bit of extra speed missing as well. So we might see them as a 2-year-old, we might not. I'm probably going to decide that start of next season. So with that being said, we're going to get into this season. And we are going to start out with Marej, which is Marie W, and Darej, their fall in a maiden somewhere. There's a lot of races today. Here we go. So we're in this maiden. Looks like our jockey's actually riding on a different horse in this race. But let's see what we can get done. Can we start off with a win? We do start the season in style 3 3/4 lengths. Marej, nice. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. A nice win. Jockey's happy. It's a bit of a closer. It's got some speed and acceleration, decent pace on the horse. We're up to 60 ability, 80 potential. Very nice breakdown. Not a full finish, not a large cruising burst. We might gain some more at the end of this year. But overall, a very, very solid horse. And again, another solid horse coming up here. So now we're on to Comma Angel, who is a very decent horse indeed. This is one I have big hopes for, but we are going to start up by being sweaty. So yeah, that's not amazing. That's not amazing. If we still win, then that's a very good horse. If we still win by like a length or 2 lengths, that's a very, very good horse. But we are going to be behind on that, and yeah, we didn't bolt it on the way to the post, so about as bad as you can get. Still only 4 lengths back. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one, but I've got a lot of hope on Come Angel, so we'll see. Got the distance well, so probably just run another 6 furlong maiden, but we've got 90 potential as a 2-year-old. A little bit of cruising burst, that might gain over 50 as well. Only 70 extra speed, but with the potential cruising burst of full finish, there's a lot to really like. And it says 6 furlong. I don't know if we gain more than that. Not great pace. Good acceleration, but low speed. It's certainly an interesting horse. And one that I think might end up doing better in the breeding barn with, say, a high extra speed horse. If I can find like a 90 potential, 90 extra speed sire and get Come Angel covered by them, maybe with some enthusiasm as well, I think, that's where the strength of this horse may lay. Not out on the track, but in the breeding barn due to that obscenely high potential. And by 3-4, you never know, that could be 95, it could be 100 potential with cruising burst growing. So it's going to be interesting to see how they run. But again, that's not where I think we will see the best of that horse. Let's just save the game. We got 3 races. We've got Dream Cuckoo, Georgentine, and a Lexicon heading to South Africa. Now, this is nervous territory for me because I don't know what a Lexicon's going to do here. I really don't. Again, a very decent horse, but is it grade 1? Is it grade 1 right now? The stats kind of say yes. I like the fact that we've got cruising burst, full finish. We'll probably gain some potential out of this race. It could be a very, very decent 3-year-old. Low confidence, low enthusiasm, not the best combination. At least consistency is high. But I'm not entirely sure whether this is the best race. And yeah, it's only a grade 3, but it is at Kenilworth. So I think we're just going to run that and see. And hopefully that'll be a good race. It's also a distance tester. It's another one of these horses which come out at 30 stamina, which we know 20 is like 7 furlong to a mile. We know 55 is a mile 1. There's a big gap in between we're not really sure of. So a mile 1 might not be the right distance, might be a tough race. I think I'm just going to have to commit. I'm going to have to commit and see. It's only 4 horses. Lady in Waiting is here with Flawless. And then Hollow Haze, the unraced domestic 3-year-old. Always dangerous. Never know what they're going to do. But a Lexicon should run well. Should. But we're about to find that out. Not great extra speed. Not great anything, really. Not too many weaknesses, though. So I'm hoping that's what comes to the front. And we're out to the gates pretty well. We've got Lady in Waiting on our inside. We've got Hollow Haze on our outside. And then Flawless just to the rear now on our haunches. Looks like we're all going to stick together for this one. A small field, no need to separate at all. No reason that anyone should really be getting blocked off either. So, final 4 furlongs down to 3. Coming round this turn. Looks like Hollow Haze is going to go a little bit, and we're going to jump out there. As we go, Lady in Waiting is going to come with us. Final 1.5 furlongs. We are pulling away from Lady in Waiting down to the final furlong. Is anybody going to have a surge up the field here? Lady in Waiting starting to try and make a little bit of progress here. Half a furlong, though. We are holding the distance back. Just under a length. Shortening at the line. But that is a pretty good distance there for us, I think. A mile 1 seemed to suit well. We seemed to go early enough. We beat a grade 1. Almost 1.5 lengths in between us, but clear distance, about half a length at the line. It did close down towards the end. But yeah, this is a good a pretty good, I would say, miler running at a mile 1. So, does that mean we're a miler? Does it mean possibly? Again, we're running against another decent miler, and that was the first race for Hollow Haze, ran green. I don't think it really tells us anything there about the lexicon. I'm not convinced that tells us anything there. Okay. Georgentine. Georgentine is in great form right now. 7 of 9 over his career. Didn't win the 6 furlong Bashford because it was too long. Didn't win the Champions Mile. Again, I think that was right on the cusp of when he was jumping up to a mile 1. Was going up to a mile 1. So, we haven't really encountered any issues with Georgentine. Lots of extra speed, good potential. Only half a finish, but a bit of cruising burst to make up for it. In that mile 1 range. 5 Group 1 wins. Ballerina we like. Park Ballet we like. Giovanna we like. Hurricane Lily is falling off, but we like. Mazika, we're getting to know a bit more, and we like what we see there. And Muja Farewell is a conditions handicapper who doesn't really win those. So hopefully that's not really a danger there. We're favourite with the bookies. We are favourite with the tipsters. We are coping well and fit. Yeah, we're high-rated, low-weighted, form horse. Best horse in the field. And nobody really wants to back against us, which is honestly totally understandable. And I'm happy to see that. Really looks like we're off okay here. We're going to head towards the rear of the pack. Ballerina up front with Mazika and Muja Farewell just in between those two. Park Ballet and inside is Giovanna. And we've got Hurricane Lily on our inside. We are spread quite narrow here, everybody hugging the rail. Starting to move out a little bit to attack this bend. We go really wide, take the long way round, dive back into the inside. And we're making a real concerted effort here. From about 3 furlongs, we've bred some very, very, very early runners, it seems. We've stormed past the grey of Ballerina, down towards that final furlong marker. Probably got about 4 lengths now. Hurricane Lily up into 3rd, closing some distance. We're losing some ground on Ballerina as they fight to retain 2nd place. We're going to cross the line though in style, some distance. Ballerina about a length ahead of Hurricane Lily. Decent field, good run. But Georgentine, 138 up to 140. That's what I was waiting for. That is what we were waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, a 140 rating on Georgentine. Finally. One of my favourite horses in that I expect a lot from them. Honestly, them, Bold Niku and Double Dara, Dream Cuckoo, even Sea Tour, I think can run really well. But we got another one here, Dream Tour, 129. Again, high-rated, low-weighted, best form, best horse. And yeah, there are some dangerous horses. We do know Way for Life, Larissa, sure. Way for Life will be right up there alongside us. We seem slightly agitated, not the worst, but definitely not really what you want to see. Not a triangle, though. So hopefully it doesn't really affect us too much. If you look at the stats, yeah, low enthusiasm, which worries me a little bit. Being wound up with low enthusiasm, I mean, that I don't know if there's a bad combination there. Confidence is another one. You know, consistency. Those 3 sort of tertiary stats that we've talked about before. When a horse is a little lazy or a little wound up, I don't like having low attributes there. We are running with that today. It might be a factor. We're on the inside rail. we're out a touch slow there. We are out a touch slow. On the outside there, Way for Life gets off to a good start. Goes to the front, Persian Victory now. Goes up ahead and just leads us out. We're on the inside of Larissa. We've got Vitachi outside of Engraving, just about a length back. Down now. This back stretch looks like Way for Life moving into position. We take the outside. We are ready for this. And we cross the 2 furlong mark at about 3/4 of a length ahead of Way for Life. Will they have a fight over the final furlong? Because at the moment we are distancing. Dream Cuckoo driving home now. Final furlong but 2 lengths over them. Maybe 3. Persian Victory falling back in 3rd. Nice simple run. Vitachi up into 3rd there, but a good run for us. 3 across the line for 3rd place. Way for Life with a good run. Gets 2nd place. Vitachi does get up and holds on. Larissa and Engraving short-headed out there, but 3.5 lengths against a good field. 129 at 132. I will take that. Dream Cuckoo gets 6 Grade 1 wins. That was a successful day. That was a successful day. Alexagon, so I'm not really sure what we learned. We did gain a little bit. So let me update my notes here. So up to a 1 and 9, we've got a Grade 3 now, matching what Kane's Alliance has. Potential rose slightly. Good run, but still, I think more tests needed. Just a couple more needed. 6 Grade 1s on Georgentine. Up to the 140. Looks absolutely fantastic. And Dream Cuckoo up to 132 with their 6th win at Grade 1 level. And again, pretty happy with how they look. They're not gaining potential, but they do look really, really good right now. So I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. We've got our 3rd 140 on the board. Now we need to try and gain back ones that were lost, like Ski Party on a 137. Maybe even Royal Aura. If we can get that 130 up. Dream Cuckoo is on a 132 now. Bellamaker's 128. We got C2 127. You know, we've got some work we can do here and just move people up and up the list. So yeah, I think we'll see how that plays out. But not a bad start at all. I will take that back now then to a maiden. And then Kane's Alliance will be running Tamarine. See, we know Miss Ranjani. We know she wasn't amazing. Do I still have her stats written down? No, we don't. But we knew she was good, not amazing. And Ash's Star has what, 5 Grade 2s, 3 Grade 3s. Little Brockwell is the Grade 1 winner. And Tamarine, 4 Grade 2s. Almost won the Hollywood Derby, beaten by Bo Niku. Raced decently well, but not really up into challenging position elsewhere in Grade 1 company. It's going to run the Pegasus World Cup. I might just try that. Let's see where we go. Again, I don't think it's a great horse, but it should be a pretty decent horse. Yeah, good pace, great start. Runs at about 1 mile, which makes sense. Its lineage is pretty good. And yeah, good but not great. Good but not great. So it hits our metrics pretty much everywhere. It doesn't have a full finish, but it's reliable. If you were able to pick up this horse in your first season in a game, I think you'd be very, very happy with starting a breeding program there. Like I say, no weaknesses, a very good place to start from. Could breed them to a bunch of different mares and get something good back. Yeah, not really, not really sure. Going to be running up against Higgy's Forest, so it's not quite good enough for where we are, sadly. We will take that out of the race and give Higgy a little bit of an easier run, I guess. Not that that's the reason why we bought the horse, but it just falls that way. Round to the 12th. Aztec Shine. Another maiden. I kind of like this horse. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. It does have extra speed. Just head. Just a head. Okay. That's not what I expected, and that's not what I wanted to see, but we did win. It's got good pace, got really good start and acceleration. There's a lot to like about it. There really is a lot to like about Aztec Shine, but at the same time, unless we're a 5 furlong, and the fact that we won disguised that, I don't know. So it looked like we made the most of the race, and then Tell Henry came from deep and almost got up on us. So great pace on Tell Henry, perhaps, as a closer. That might be a horse that we need to pay attention to. But they're going to run him in 5 furlongs now, which a 5 furlong closer probably wouldn't have distance at 6 to make that much. I think Aztec Shine might be a 5 furlong. I think there's a possibility there. Okay, something to think about. Something to think about for sure. Yeah, I just wonder if that could be the case. Okay, Kane. Gonna run another grade 3. This should be a win here. Again, not a bad field though. When I was booking, it looked fairly competitive. It'll be a little bit of a test having Midnight Rider up here. They're going to carry more weight, but they have won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. So, yeah. This is going to be a test. We're low-weighted, low-rated. Well, not actually quite low-weighted, are we? We're slightly elevated, so not the best. Some good horses, but this, I think, for a lot of these horses, will be one of the first tests they've actually ever had. Midnight Rider, definitely one of the favourites here. We're coping well and fit. Yeah, I'd expect to see Midnight Rider run well, and this is more of a test for us. Mile 1, almost, between a mile and mile 1, that might suit. I don't know. We did run at 5 furlongs, so lots of tests here, lots of tests. It's an easier race than Lexicon had to run, but at the same time, things might not be right for Kane's Alliance. We will see now as they go down the inside, and we will figure out where we are. So we're near the front. We're going to stalk Assad. We've got On a Soapbox with us, out to Dick Doughty Willie, or Wiley. Then we got Lidana, Yon Jamil, and Midnight Rider is in that mix on the rail. Golden Heart, Radio Morelli, and Firozi with Rangjan also in there. So Midnight Rider is quite deep in the field right now. It's the grey horse, not even in picture really right now, just making their way on the edges. We're down to the final furlong. Here comes Midnight Rider trying to find their way through. Yum Jamil with a good run here on our outside. We haven't seen anything from Kane's Alliance. They are dropping back. I think Perhaps distance a touch too far, but Midnight Rider also did not do anything. It's a really weird race. That's a really weird race. I kept waiting for us to go and we never did. I kept waiting for Midnight Rider to come up and they didn't. Yeah, try a furlong shorter. So that makes sense to me at least why we weren't there. So 7 furlong for Kane's Alliance. Let me just make that note. So we think 7 furlongs for Kane's Alliance, which isn't great. There aren't that many good runs that we can have at that distance. We think Alexagon might be a mile 1, but we still need to test to make sure. It could be down to a mile. So our 2 3-year-olds, lots of questions. A lot of questions. Now, if Alexagon does like a mile 1, I think that automatically means they'll be the one that I want to run in the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. Probably avoid the Belmont. I don't think we got anyone of distance for the Belmont. But yeah, that's a very, very interesting place to be with those. We got 3 maidens today, then 3 maidens across the next 3 days. Then we got 2 real races and back to a maiden. So, battle that. British Battler and Higgy Dat / Bella Dat / everybody else's lineage there coming up. Down Like That, though, will be the first one. Is this the one I wanted to go early or late? I don't think so. Great start, great pace. It's got a long way. Yeah, I really like this horse. It's just we start off quite low on the potential. So I don't think we need to give this one any instructions. I think we let this one run. I think we just let this one run. Looking well, lean, ready to go. Okay, so I'm hoping that we can get off to a good start here. But yeah, like I say, this is a little low on starting potential. But it is up there with Combe Angel as one of the highest we've got in terms of potential. Just shy of Combe Angel's 90. Gets away well, gets off to the front, takes the inside. We got Sea Moon, Citrine Spirit, and then back to Strawberry on the inside. Zehufa, home, and a session at the rear. So we're going to run this rail round the turn, give us a bit of track position, and just kick on 2 furlongs out. Looks like we're running this quite well. Zehufa, though, coming in from deep with a ton of pace. Down to the final furlong. Is Down Like That going to give it up? Surely is. That's highly disappointing. Great run from Zehufa. Zefua. Dyslexia coming into play there, I guess. But yeah, that's a very interesting race. Very interesting race. Looks like everything was right. We just didn't run well. Maybe Zefua, or however it was, perhaps they are that good. Perhaps they are that good. I really don't know. Perhaps our ability wasn't high enough. Perhaps we'll improve as we get that up. But yeah, that's it's a very nice horse that just needs time, I think. Down Like That and Combe Angel, they just need time. And both of them, I think, will be very decent aspects to add into the breeding program. I do believe that. I don't know why we watched that one. That was a maiden, right? Yeah. I meant to watch this one. I knew there was races to watch today, but with the grade 3, not the maiden. And okay, I don't remember this track at all. Looks like we're running on the dirt or sand, but okay. Interesting. But this is the grade 3 at 5 furlongs. Looks like down the final furlong and a half, unless we come from deep really well, which we're going to start to do now. Okay, I was going to say Battle Dat might not have this. But no, Battle Dat doesn't have this. A little movement. Not even late progress. So, holds on to third, barely. I guess we're a 6 furlong horse. There were a couple of grade 3s. And I figured that Battle Dat might be okay at 5. That could be consistency coming into it. Again, that's not really... It's not really the best place to be, was it? That was interesting. We're having a bunch of races that I'm just not sure what they're telling me. And we do start this way sometimes. You know, it does happen sometimes. Center of the course. Let's go, British Sweet. Let's go. But yeah, the 2-year-olds always have this way of confusing me. And it takes me a couple of races sometimes to sort of figure out the best way for them to run. Also, the first few races, I'd say the first 2 or 3 months of their 3-year-old campaigns, I kind of have a little bit of difficulty sometimes there as well. So, we've got Munlucky Bay, Crystal Gel, then us back to the Great Maureen's Hope, and Hunting Haze takes the rear on the outside, starting to make a good move though. Down to the final furlong and a half, and British Sweet with such a drive from deep. Great pace, but then holds off. Maureen's Hope, great drive, but holds off. Munlucky Bay, great drive, but holds off. Nobody sustaining their drives today. British Sweet, though, will take... And we watched another maiden. Oh, my... What am I doing? At least we won it, but... Yeah. That's why I shouldn't go to the day, unless I've got a graded race, which I did have that day, but still. Keep Belladat at 5 or move to 6? I don't know. Alexagon maybe down to 7. Comangel at 6 again to test, I guess. Down like that, I guess at 6. It says it suited perfectly. I don't know. So many questions. I hate racing 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds sometimes. I really do. I really, really do. I wish I could just start at the Kentucky Derby. It would make things so much more interesting and easier for me to deal with. Yeah, we're not gonna go to these days here. We're gonna have to go to Saffron, because Saffron's in a grade 3. And we do watch those, because those are important. Yeah, I like this horse a lot. I do like this horse a lot. Is it 5 furlongs? I don't know. It's got great pace. Good stat, high potential, high ability, good extra speed, full finish, bits of cruising, but I don't know. It's got something of everything, but Saffron Fang should be a pretty good horse for the future. 5 furlong, grade 3 here then. It's on turf, which isn't really that normal for us, but we're away okay. We're down here. A little bit of a turn. coming down this long chute all across the rail, across the courses. With Thomas in the lead. Kefane coming up to second place there. Have You Seen Me also there, but final furlong. Saffron Fang starting to drive. Do we have the distance to be able to catch? 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. Not quite on the line. By about a head, maybe a quarter length. It's given like a half length. I think that's not what I saw there. But yeah, that's again stayed on. Got the distance well, but still. Ugh. Yeah, they might be both 6 furlongs. So I gambled that we might have a couple of horses good enough to win in terms of those 5 furlong races. But yeah, we didn't win a maiden, and then those 2 came in second, third. That was dead before. We won the other maidens. I mean, that's good. So 1 we couldn't avoid. That was just horse wetting up. 2 that we probably got wrong because the 5 furlongs didn't suit. But if there were 6 furlong grade 3s, we might have won both of those. And then down like that, which is... we were just well off the pace somehow. There was a great closer, but still that shouldn't have really affected us the way it did. Still 3 maidens to come. Starting off with Alexis Choir. That is a win. It's a dead heat. Okay. So we win by a head. We get blown out by a closer. And we dead heat from another closer. But again, we do look like we are very wound up. Yeah. Okay, that might not be the worst then. Just shy of 70% potential. Not full consistency. Low enthusiasm. Not much cruising burst. I don't expect huge things out of that horse. But if it was a little bit agitated going into that, still made the most of the race, and only got caught and dead heated on the line itself, I think that's a decent enough sign. I think that's decent. Ashes Star, Clare Valley, no. I don't know enough to do that. Haliazatec. I'm not sure how I want to pronounce this. Haliazatec, I guess. Split it into the 2 words because that's kind of how I'm reading it. Haliazatec. Yeah, maybe quicken it up. Haliazatec. Sure. Do they win? Do they hell? Okay. Please be green or 5 furlongs. Please. It doesn't say anything about going green. We didn't blow up. We didn't get lazy. We did fade. Okay, I mean... yeah, these haven't got great ratings even after that race. Kubla Har actually dropped all the way down. So this is not even a good field. That's one way you can usually tell is how strong the field is how much the horses gained or lost. And so 11 points for a maiden win up to a 70. That's not really that high. And Kubla Har at an 84 rated couldn't win this race and drops down to a 72. So that shows that this is a bad field. So Kubla Har gets punished. Gwen Hadu doesn't really get boosted. That makes us really worried as to why. I does make us worried as to why. Okay. 5 furlongs, maybe, please? I don't know. I mean, one thing I will say, don't like that Haliaztec and Calm Angel. They all started below 50% ability. So I will say that much. Now, don't like that. Finished second, yes, but well off the pace. That was a 45% ability horse. Calm Angel finished in fourth. Again, about the same length back, between 4.5, really, the pair of them. I think 4.6, 4.2, actually. But either way, that they're 245 ability horses. And then Haliaztec finishes the worst position in fifth. Still only 5.4. It's not too much further back, but is a 35 ability horse coming into this. That run was good enough to push them up a full 10%. They were here. They've jumped up to 45. They can get up to 55 this year. And then by the end of their 3-year-old season, they can actually hit that 75% marker. So with 2 sort of perfect growth seasons, they can probably get there and probably get up to a 40 cruising burst, which will help with the lack of finish application. So going into their 4-year-old season, I could see them being a mile to a mile 2 kind of horse. Maybe they stay at 7 furlongs. But somewhere in that range, somewhere between 7 furlongs and a mile 2, possibly a grade 1 winner. But that might have to wait until their 4th season because of how much potential they can gain per year, how much they're showing right now, the gain in cruising burst that we might have, the lack of finish application, and everything rolled into one. The high maturity rate, normally the higher this bar is, I believe the longer it takes for your horse to hit their full potential peak. So this is, 4, 5, 6 years of age, maybe. If we take a look at someone who won the Triple Crown, for example, let's head over here for Tatiana and that kind of scuffed Triple Crown, I guess. But they look good as a 2-year-old, and they won a ton of races as a 3-year-old. That tiny maturity rate. They were good early. And now by 4, they're already dominant. But they can only be like an 83, I guess, ability at 4. Whereas even if we go back down to Haliaztec, that's only a gain of 8% potential over the next 2 seasons. I've seen far more. So in the end, could they end up as a better 4 or 5-year-old than Tatiana? Possibly. They're just not going to have the success to get there. So, yeah, it's something I don't do, is really look at how they mature. So, now Calm Angel is already 10% up, so they're 45 up to 55. Again, going to hit 65. They can hit 85 at the end of their 3-year-old season, and then gain the rest of this at 4-year-old. But they might never fill it out because they're actually going to mature quite quickly, and that could see us be around the 75-80 mark anyway, which isn't amazing, but it's okay. But luckily, the breeding will actually pay off, and if we do get a 4 with a better maturity rate, or just more filled ability than potential, Calm Angel could be a very nice mare. So it's something I don't really speak about, and I don't really evaluate enough. I kind of treat them all as if they had small maturity bars, and that is basically win a maiden, win a grade 3, get over 100 rated in your 2nd season. in your 2-year-old season. And then if you've got the distance, Triple Crown races, either way, by the end of your 3-year-old season, you need to be 120 rated or above with a grade 1, at least one grade 1 to your resume. 4-year-old, we win as many grade 1s. We try and get as close to that 140 as we can. I want all my horses at 4-year-old, though, to have multiple grade 1 wins, at least 2 or 3, and be over 130 rated. They go into the barn at age 5. They breed from age 5 till about age 10, and then I normally let them go. Now, when you are breeding, it is worth noting that you would maybe think that this potential bar here, because it's got a dark and a light green, you've got the absolute and the realized, or as I term them, the potential and the ability of the horse. Well, it goes off potential. So if I bred from Baldat now, this being at 60 doesn't really affect too much. It's going to be taken off the fact that this is an 80 potential horse, and that's what is going to be used for breeding. Which is why when you get older breeders, like Higidat now is 7-year-old in form to Comite, who I think is a very nice horse. But we're going off the 80 potential, not the 60 potential there as well. British Battler is now 7, again is a 60% or just above potential horse. If you look at his ability, and that's his racing ability right now. But how good the horse is and the genetics and what it can pass on via breeding is about 88%. And that's pretty high. So there's a lot to take into it that I kind of do behind the scene. I realize I don't talk about that. I'm thinking about doing a little how-to series on breeding. I am thinking about doing that. A little bit about what breeding is, what easy mode breeding versus normal and hard mode, etc. breeding is like. The traits to look out for, and how to build a breeding program, and what I look for, what traits I value, what I don't. They're similar to racing, because my goal is to race. So my breeding program is designed to get me the best racers. So the same things I look for in an auction in a racer, I kind of look for in breeding, so I can pass those traits on. So you might already know some of it, but I think there is a lot that goes into it. Maturity rate, training adaptation, and all those kind of things that you might not see. And also those low ability horses with high potential that just won't race well, but could turn into amazing breeders. Especially on easy mode, where it's, it's a lot easier to see what you're going to get. It's a lot less random in terms of the outcomes of your breedings. So if that's interesting to you, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd probably do like a 3 to 6 video series on that, showing off my current breeding program, and also a couple of ways of doing it to identify the best game-bred sires to breed from. And there's an old way and a new way of doing that. They're very similar. The new way is just a quick way of doing the old version. But like I say, I think it'll be interesting to do that personally, but I also think there's a lot of information out there that doesn't really get talked about enough. And I'm still learning parts of it, and I'm reevaluating parts of it, but at the same time, I think there's enough information to pass on there, and open up a Discord discussion on that as well. We do have the Discord in the description below for starters orders, and there are some knowledgeable people there who maybe have paid more attention to that side of the game than me as well. So let me know, like I say, if you want to get involved. Check the link in the description, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, and if you want to see that series, if you've got any questions about breeding in particular that you want me to answer for that series, comment section down below. With all that being said, Pegasus World Cup Turf, great field, great horses, Bellamaker's the best. I mean, I may be biased, but we're not top rated, we're not low weighted, I don't think. We're a little lazy. No, everybody's on weight, okay. But But yeah, I mean, come on, look at this field. Look at this field. It's amazing. Emirate Isle, dangerous. Frankie Fig, you could be lucky. Wrong Bride, Abia, Mazika, all very good horses. Very good horses. Vanguard Dream, Bull 5, Reverend Green, we don't know that much about. They don't race a lot of grade 1s, so I remember the names, like Bull 5 I remember, we've raced against them a bunch in lower tiers, but they're not going to worry me at this level. Hurricane Lily is a grade that's starting to taper off. Ballerina is a very good horse to be worried about. Them and Emirate Isle, I'm probably more worried about than Hurricane Lily. Watch me be completely wrong here. But we should be the best horse in the field. I love this horse. I love this horse. It's got low extra speed, but I still love this horse. It's got my top potential out of anybody that I've currently got in this save. It's right up there with British Battler. It's right up there with Com Angel. It's the 90 potential club. They're all very close or at 90 potential. Bellamaker kind of boxed in here on the front. That's going to be interesting to see how this develops. We do nudge a little bit to the outside. That will allow us to drift here. But Bull 5 and Ballerina on the inside there. We're going to make a little bit of a move. Ballerina drops back. That's interesting. A Beer and Emirate Isle, though, alongside them. We're going to go a little earlier than most. Try and steal a march on this one. 2 furlongs from home. Round the turn. Hug the rail. And 4 across here. A Beer, you could be lucky. Emirate Isle, Ballerina. Both those two coming in strong here. Final furlong. Bellamaker just not going for this one. Things have slowed down a bit. Ballerina up there. Vanguard Dream with an excellent run. Ballerina's going to take this. It's going to be 4th for us. Missed the break. I think we used up a lot of our pace trying to get back into things and go up to the lead. Plus being lazy is probably why we missed the break. But yeah, that's not great. That's not great. Vanguard Dream, though, very good run. A very good run. And that's back-to-back races now where they've finished top 3 in a grade 1. At a mile 2 in Japan and the Pegasus World Cup turf at a mile 1. I think it's time we start taking Vanguard Dream seriously. It's only ever won a single graded race. It's got 1 Group 1 win, that's it. But it comes close. We definitely need to take that one more seriously. Poor run. Very poor run. Not happy with that at all. The Pegasus World Cup, Grade 1, Higgy, up from a mile at the end of last season, back, some secret, Captain's Covey, Boring's Glories come across from Dubai. Young Quartz isn't too bad either, Camera Shy, I don't know. Bunch of Grade 2s, but we do know them, like Celinda, who will go to the front and try and run early. Bob back. Sometimes shows up, sometimes doesn't. I did think we would win the turf. I'm more confident about winning this one. But yeah, we could end up losing them both. Little late out the gates. Again, though, catapult a little bit out and towards the rear of this field. Celinda takes us out, as expected, with Slim's Lady. Bob back, leading this pack here. We've got some secret on our inside and Lochbar on our outside at the rear of this field. A bunch of good horses in this one, though. The red cap with the white star. Those yellow silks moving up now. That is Captain's Covey. Down to the final 2 furlongs, though. Boring's Glory coming in really strong now in second place. 1.5 furlongs. Boring's Glory is going to go for it. Bob back coming up the inside. Up our inside is Captain's Covey. We're now still fighting your Higgy Forest, though. Fight for the line inside half a furlong. Coastal Passage with a nice run up the outside. Gonna drift off, couldn't quite get second. Higgy does the job. I didn't think we would for a while. I didn't think we would. But back ran well. Boring, some secret. Like nearly everybody we identified there was top 7. Coastal Passage jumped up. Again, a very nice run from them. Cylinder went out early and tried to set the pace. But yeah, I'll take that. That's a decent field to win against. That's a decent field to win against. 124, 127. Is that all? How can that be 127? How? Yeah, we like Higgy. Higgy's a very decent horse. A very, very decent horse indeed. And I'm actually thinking about taking a year to breed from Higgy with all our mares. Because he's got everything you want. Except Cruising Burst. But he's got everything you want. So, could be some nice matchups there. There could be some nice matchups there. I know we know he can make a mile 1. We pair him up with a Safranana, or perhaps someone with a little bit of distance, like a Pendle Lady or Marie W at a mile 1. You got Triple Crown contenders. That's your expectations then. When this is the sire, and you know those two have run really well in those races at those distances, I think that's something we're going to have to do at some point. But a great final push, half a furlong from home. And we're going to round out with that Cuckoo. Maiden run. If we can find it. There we go. 5-horse field. The only new runner is that Cuckoo. We got Sudana, Speedy Bird, Slaney Athlete, and Gugu Bara Bahagal. What an interesting name. And we don't win. Of course not. Tardy start and down by 2.4. So Tardy starts about a length, maybe half a length, depending. Not much room. That's another length, length and a half, 2 lengths. It depends. That might be the reasons why. Maybe just a bad opening run. But yeah, the 2-year-olds. Questions. Just questions. Alexagon wins their race. Canes didn't. More questions there. Everybody else seemed to run well in 4-year-olds, bar Bella Maker. Which surprises me because I really like them. But then again, the race they were in, so good. So many nice horses. But yeah, again, another one you could easily see yourself breeding from, because it doesn't lack anything at all, really. So another nice sort of horse to imprint some good traits on. So I don't know, we might take a few seasons to breed from all those. But it's not too bad. We're up to 3 140 ratings again. We got some good horses set up. And yeah, I've got to figure out this breeding. But like I said, I think right now I'm probably just going to want to focus on the Reg. Because we know that horse, we raced against that horse, and it may be a late developer. Again, something we might talk about in our breeding series. So let me know if you want to see that, what you like to see, what questions you want answered. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support as always. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the Discord in the description below. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care, behave, and pray for me. Because I've got so many questions to answer. So many horses. And I don't know what I'm going to do. But we'll figure it out together. I'll see you then. Take care.